the accidental little informant. We received information about a drug house operating in one of the local settlements. We gathered the team, planned the operation, and moved into a nearby informal settlement. When we arrived, we didn't know exactly which shack the drugs were hidden in. We had no address, only information that somewhere in the area there was a large stash of drugs. So we started searching, hoping something would lead us in the right direction. While I was speaking to a man outside a small spaza shop, I suddenly felt someone tugging on my trousers. I looked down. Standing there was a little boy, no older than 5 years old. Without any hesitation, he said, "Hey gata, tel mij op jou naai. Ik wil chips koop." I just stared at him. My first thought was, what a rude little boy. I smiled and asked, "Hey, wie het jou geleerd om zo lelijk te praten?" He simply repeated himself. "Tel mij op jou naai. Ik wil chips koop." I couldn't help but laugh. I picked him up, helped him buy his packet of chips, and when he wanted to pay, I told him to keep his money. I even bought him a lolly. As I put him back on the ground, I smiled and said, "Now go home, okay?" Before walking away, he turned around, looked me straight in the eyes and quietly said, "Ik zal je wijs waar hulle die dagga en pillen wegsteek. I'll show you where they hide the dagga and the pills." I immediately replied, Nee, dis niet nodig nie gaan huis toe. As police officers, we never want children involved in police work. Children should never be placed in danger. I carried on searching. A few moments later, I noticed the little boy standing some distance away. He wasn't saying anything. He was simply pointing at one particular shack. What caught my attention wasn't the pointing. It was the reaction from the gangsters. They suddenly started shouting, "Voetzak! Voetzak! Ja, there's a kind!" One of them even wanted to throw a stone at the little boy. That made me angry. I walked straight over to the man who appeared to be in charge and warned him firmly, "Don't ever speak to a child like that again." Then I walked to the shack the little boy had pointed at. We searched it thoroughly. Hidden inside were approximately 2,000 Mandrax tablets together with several bags of dagga. The gangsters were furious. Their shipment was gone. As we loaded the drugs into our vehicle, I looked back at them and said, "This is what happens when you don't look after your own people." The little boy had never officially become an informer. It wasn't planned. It wasn't something we encouraged. He was simply an innocent child pointing at something he already knew. We secured the drugs, completed our work, climbed back into the vehicle and drove away in silence. We drove in silence. Moral of the story: this story was never really about the drugs. The drugs were only the evidence. The real lesson was about people. To every young police officer watching this, never underestimate the power of simple kindness. When that little boy pulled on my trousers, I could have shouted at him, I could have ignored him, I could have chased him away. Instead, I chose to smile. I lifted him up. I bought him a packet of chips. I bought him a lolly. Not because I wanted information, not because I expected anything in return, but because every child deserved to be treated with dignity. People may forget your rank, they may forget your badge, they may even forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel. There is another lesson. Never involve children in police work. I told that little boy to go home because children should never carry the burden of an adult's fight against crime. What happened afterwards was never planned. It was simply the innocent actions of a child. And finally, there is one lesson that every criminal should remember. The gangsters had drugs, they had money, they had power, but they had no respect. They insulted a little boy. They tried to frighten him. They treated him as if he didn't matter. In the end, they didn't lose their shipment because the police were smarter. They lost it because they forgot one simple truth. When you stop caring about people, people stop caring about you. As police officers, we carry firearms, handcuffs, and the authority of the law. But some of the greatest victories in policing don't come from the equipment on our belts. They come from the way we treat people. Every conversation matters. Every act of kindness matters. Every child is watching. Sometimes the smallest person in the community can teach us the biggest lesson. Remember this: a police docket tells you what happened, but wisdom tells you why it mattered. This was more than a police story. It was a lesson from the streets. Until next time, stay safe, look after one another, and never stop choosing what is right.